I saved my client $36,000 with the IRS Offer In Compromise program. This case was a long and winding road, but we showed a lot of grit, especially the client. First off, we probably went through every single step that I've always talked about. One is make sure taxes are all caught up in filing. Any root causes need to be addressed and fixed to avoid future problems. Check, check. And the original balance just ballooned up to $36,000. Root causes, went through a divorce, some kind of things happened, so be it. And she was on a payment plan for a couple of years when she brought us aboard. And the balances are for 2 particular tax years. Total, after interest and penalties, it was climbing over $36,000. We submitted a $500 offer in compromise. We said, great, but hold your horses. She actually had an S-corp business, and there were some things out of compliance with that business. So the IRS, they didn't reject it, they did something even worse. It's called a return. When they return an offer in compromise, it's the worst thing in the world. That means we got to start from scratch if we want to resubmit. So we kind of gathered the thoughts. It was returned fairly quickly, and we resubmitted the offer in compromise. And guess what happened the second time around? It was returned again. A small issue regarding her withholding, her W-4 didn't quite match up, and the IRS simply rejected it. But that's okay. It happened fairly quickly. So I kind of re-reviewed her entire situation and said, you know what? The offer in compromise still makes sense. Let's go ahead and proceed. But it's like we're 0-2 in the count. There's 2 strikes, third, and we're out. But some bad news, this got assigned to field collections. So when it comes to procedure with an offer in compromise, whenever you submit, it gets assigned an agent. This agent is known as an offer examiner that reviews the entire case file in detail. The root cause, the 433 AOIC, the Form 656, and all the supporting documents. But the agent assigned was for field collections. It was a revenue officer. And typically these agents only get assigned collection matters for people that owe a lot of money. And in my opinion, these guys are huge assholes. It's better when we deal directly with the Brookhaven or the Memphis campus of the offer in compromise units. But on case overflows, when there's just too much of a workflow, they will assign it to the field or first agent available. This agent was tough, thoroughly reviewed all paperwork. By the time you submit and an agent gets assigned, typically several months go by. In this particular case, it was about 8 months that went by and they wanted updated information, pay stubs, bank accounts, so on and so forth. So my client had a couple life changes, making a little bit more money, a little bit of side gig, and guess what? There was a counteroffer. It was proposed to be rejected because income was too high. However, reviewing that with the client, it turns out there are several expenses that were disallowed that should come on in. So we went back and forth, and at the end of the day, it was an $8,000 counteroffer that finally did get accepted. So upon acceptance, that means the client could walk away scot-free, not owing an additional amount. Now keep in mind, this $8,000 counteroffer that was finally accepted upon verbal agreement and the newly 656 amended offer in compromise got submitted to this agent, and the difference was a 20% payment that had to be submitted compared to the original amount that was paid. When the letter came through, now the client has 5 additional months to repay the difference off of the offer in compromise. And this amount is an amount that the client is very happy with because at the end of the day, all her tax problems are free and clear. So when she files her next income tax return next April, she's going to get her full refund back from the IRS. And it's going to be the first time that she has no more tax problems. Cross that finish line with an accepted offer in compromise is a true accomplishment. One that I'm happy when it does occur. My name is Sergio Melendez, an enrolled agent, Juris Doctor, and power of attorney on behalf of clients when it comes to tax problems. I have personally resolved hundreds of millions of dollars on behalf of my clients regarding their back taxes. I've been a tax professional since 2005. If you're experiencing IRS tax problem, you have tax debt, years of unfiled taxes, comment IRS tax settlement, my team will reach out and we'll coordinate that free case with you.